speaking more in generalities, I think just one of the key philosophies that we have at the New York Times is to test, and test some more. And, we want to try and be a leader in a space. We want to be innovative. We want to get out there in front. And we've in addition to the iPad, we've tried to do this in a lot of other areas as well. And we try and continue to do that. And we'll get some things right. We'll get some things wrong. But we think it's very important to let the market sort of dictate where the opportunities are, try and get out there with as many things in the marketplace as possible, and see where the opportunities are. I think that there are some key benefits that we can look forward to. One is, as I mentioned, the size of the audience, right? It opens itself up for selling more subscriptions. It opens itself up for monetizing content through advertising more, especially if you're selling on advertising on a CPM type of basis. So that's a huge opportunity. From a technical standpoint, they offer some benefits over what we know today as a current e-reader. And one of the key business economic impacts of the way the e-reader business has been set up, which not a lot of consumers understand. A lot of consumers say, wait a second, you have all these physical costs of delivering the newspaper, physical newspaper, trucking and delivery and production and so on, and none of those exist in the digital realm. That's true. But one of the key elements that are not understood there is that there's this huge sort of bandwidth cost that's associated because of the way the business is built. It's built around bundling 3G wireless costs into the experience at no cost to the consumer. So who bears that expense? Well, it ultimately comes off of the cost of content. And whether the publisher is paying for that directly or whether the e-reader company is paying for that directly, it's very much built into the economics of that business model. And not only is it something to consider from an economic standpoint, but from a presentation of content, it often presents a lot of restrictions to what the end user gets to see. So just by way of example, our average Kindle size file is like around 1.2 megabytes. We have a product called Times Reader, which is a much richer experience, has color, has improved navigation and so on, more color photographs and everything. And that is about 12 megabytes. That's about 10 times the size. The economics of the e-reader business just would not support that. It just would not. And when you move into the consumer electronics, sort of more general experience there, where that leverage Wi-Fi or 3G connections that the consumer pays for, or just other ways of being connected, a lot of those restrictions go away.